Hi everyone. To be honest with you, this week I completely forgot that it was Valentine's Day. I was in Berlin at the time, and the whole trip I saw one advert for Valentinestag, one, and the whole entire trip. My fellow travel buddies and I wished each other sarcastically Happy Valentine's Day, and then that was that. I don't really want to give it any more attention than it already gets, because I'm stubborn, but especially, it's over, and it will be for another year, and, we'll all complain, and, perhaps more vehemently if we are not particularly enjoying being single. Hey ho. I just wanted to sort of talk about this little anecdote because it kind of relates to romance and Valentine's Day and things like that. But on the plane back from my trip to Berlin, a man passed my best friend a postcard through the seats of the plane. He was sitting behind us, and after a little bit of confusion and embarrassment, I persuaded her to ask him whether it was definitely for her. We thought it would be a bit embarrassing if she turned around and was like, "Thank you," and he was like, "Actually, it's not for you." But indeed, he confirmed with a shy nod that it was for her, and he said, "I'm really sorry if I interrupted you." And she said, "No, you didn't." The postcard read something like this. It said, "Hi there. I usually feel shy in telling a stranger how beautiful she is. I hope this won't be judged, as I simply wanted to echo about your beauty, as it seems to come from a fantasy." He ended it with, "I hope you have a wonderful life full of light and hope," and he signed it warmly. Then he added a little quotation and said, "If the night is unpurposely beautiful, why it is beautiful, for whom it is beautiful, for what the night is beautiful," which is a quote from the Persian poet Ahmed Shamli, which we researched later. Basically, the discussion of, from a feminist perspective, on things like catcalling and male-to-male gaze and unwanted male attention is often revolved around the fact that these compliments, they're often excused as, just a compliment, when in fact the nature and execution of these so-called appraisals are often unwanted and alienating. They're frequently aggressive, and they also elicit some sort of entitlement to approval and thanks. And, I brought this up when I was discussing it with Rhiannon, who received the postcard, after I rang up to get the quote from her, and we agreed that in this case, the man was unaggressive in his delivery of this compliment. He wasn't leading on to anything. He didn't leave the contact. He wasn't expecting anything particular in return. He said, he didn't follow us at all afterwards. He didn't make any eye contact with us afterwards. At the same time, he was respectful of her right not to be preyed upon, other than the fact that he made this comment. But he also made her feel good, which is no mean feat. Do you know what I mean? Horrible catcalls and things aren't a compliment, and they're not designed to make one feel good about yourself, whereas this was. So, yeah. Obviously, it's up to the individual how you respond to, unsolicited attention. But basically, we thought that it was lovely, and it ended our holiday with a romantic anecdote that had nothing to do with Clinton's cards or chocolates or awkward meals out. It was just sharing positive feeling and messages without anything in return. And this is something that I think that people should be focusing on in relationships, not just romantic relationships, but your platonic relationships, your friendships. Should all be given little postcards that are surreptitiously slipped through the seats of a budget airline every once in a while. And I don't think that you need a date. You don't need to set a date to do that. So that's my opinion on that. I hope that you all had lovely weeks, whether you celebrated Valentine's Day or not, and I hope that this year brings a lot of love and positive attention your way.